Today we are going to focus on a step-by-step 10-year strategy. I will walk you through every single step in the simplest way possible. So let's get started. Now, the very first step is identifying tradable areas. For this, you will need to check multiple higher time frames such as 30 to 45 minutes and then 1, 2, 3 hours or even 4 hours. What you are doing here is actually very straightforward. You are simply looking for a multi-imbalance area. Inside these areas, you then try to find multiple swing failure patterns. Now, swing failure patterns are not absolutely mandatory, but they are very strong supportive structures. Alright, you just completed the first step. It is extremely simple as you can clearly see. So what comes next? In the second step, you will move down into the lower time frames inside this tradable zone. Here you'll be searching for an extra supportive structures and possible trade entries. When it comes to your lower time frames, I suggest you focusing on 15 minutes or below. That could be 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 or 1 minute. It doesn't matter. Remember, this is the same area that we identified back in the step 1. The zone with multi-imbalances and swing failure patterns. Now, for your next step, it is really beneficial to look for a support and resistance flip zone, or even what I like to call a masterclass amplifier like the previous day's high or week's high. These are natural support and resistance flip levels, and it makes your trade setups much stronger. Perfect! You have now completed both step 1 and step 2. Now we move on to the step 3. In the step 3, we are going to look for clear targets. So what are clear targets? They could be the previous day's high, previous week's high, or similar institutional levels. They could also be equal highs or equal lows, maybe even relative highs or relative lows, and possibly even empty imbalance areas combined with those levels. So to repeat, step 3 is all about looking for clear targets. We need clear targets because we always want a reason for the price movement. Why should the price move up? Why should the price move down? Usually, it is because the price heading to hunt specific levels or liquidity. That's why having clear targets is so important. And there you have it. Step 1, you find yourself a tradable area. Step 2, you confirmed it with extra supportive structures. Step 3, you identify the great and clear targets. Now let's move on and talk about the trade entries. So the entries will be our last step. This is the step 4. We are still working on the lower time frames, and now we are looking for a clean entry points. The most simple and easy way to find an entry is by spotting a microstructure break. That means watching for a shift in the trend, waiting for a small pullback into an imbalance area, and you are taking the trade. These should be small and compact trades, usually maximum of 2 are at a time. This is the most straightforward version of the strategy. But here is the thing. Reversals after a deep pullbacks are always tricky. They can stop you out many times, and that's where a lot of traders get frustrated. This is why I sometimes suggest waiting for the first break of structure if you find yourself stop out too much. Maybe you notice an inner support or resistance flip in the location, paired with an inner liquidity sweep and even an inner imbalance area forming. These setups are what I call the A+++ trades. Why are they so powerful? Because when you see that first break of structure right after the market structure break, it gives you stronger confirmation of a true trend change or a real reversal. At this point, you already have at least 2 highs and 2 protected lows on the chart. And when you combine that with something like an inner support or resistance flip in a liquidity sweep with clean imbalances, the trade becomes extremely powerful. But still, the goal is always taking small and compact trades. Keep it to maximum of 2-hour trades. Now let's walk through a full example together, step by step. Okay, here is our step 1. We will be looking for multi-imbalances and multi-swing failure patterns in this Bitcoin chart. Now notice this area carefully. We can see 3 imbalances combined with 2 swing failure patterns. This is a very strong sign of a tradable area, a zone where we can confidently look for more trading opportunities. And just like that, you have completed the step 1. Now moving to the step 2. Here we want to look for an SR flip, or maybe what I like to call a masterclass amplifier location. As you can see, there is a very clear and significant SR flip right here. Price has rejected this exact zone, the price level, at least 4 different times before, which makes it a very important location. And that's it. You have now completed the step 2 and step 1 together. Next, let's go into the step 3. This time we are looking for a clear and obvious targets. In this particular trade, we actually have 2 distinct targets. The first one is the PDH, the previous day's high, which is considered an institutional level. If you look closely, it is also combined with a set of relative equal highs. So we now have a clear target above us and strong reasons for the price push higher. Now you have completed the step 3. Let's zoom in on the area and talk about possible entry setups. Right in the center of this trade zone, you will notice the market structure break. After that, price pulls back directly into an imbalance zone. This immediately gives us our first 2-hour setup, which is a solid and a very acceptable trading idea. As you can see, this 2-hour setup is extremely compact and very tight. Then right after that, we get the very first break of structure. It is supported by a small inner SR flip, an inner liquidity sweep, and another inner imbalance. Together, this creates another clean 2-hour compact setup. Now, like I mentioned before, those first reversal points that market structure breaks can sometimes be tricky. If you find yourself getting stopped out several times, it is better to simply wait for the first break of structure after the market structure break. This way, you are trading with a stronger confirmations of the trend after a reversal point. And by looking for inner SR flips, small liquidity sweeps, and other imbalance zones, you make these inner trades much stronger and more reliable. And that's it. This is one of these A+++ trading setups. I do not think there are better setups you can ever find out beyond this on all over the internet. Okay friends, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please take care for now and have an awesome day. Completed the free trading course but still need more? My master classes teach liquidity, imbalance, and the market structure in detail. Combine them with forward and reverse trading using momentum superboxes and yo-yo cost average entry models. After that, you will master scalping with a one-screen free trading view indicator, a revolutionary trading system. Finally, you will learn to invest your profits using my 10-year swing investing with working agent system. Interested? Please see the video description.